Oh, hi. So today I will talk a little bit about juggling different languages for those who, basically speak a few different languages and obviously, we need to review them. We need to keep up with them because, if you just don't practice the language, of course you start to lose it. And, that's always a shame. So, you know, um, one person asked me if I practice all languages that I know every day, and the answer is no. There's I just can't. Just don't have time, especially because currently anyway I've been focusing really hard on uh, Chinese and just like improving my level in Mandarin Chinese. So there's just really no time to practice all other languages that I that I'm fluent at or that I'm at a decent level at, let alone the ones that I'm at a basic level at. Anyway, so what do I try to do though? I try to uh, every week review a little bit of uh, you know the languages I'm strong at. I personally really like to try to chat with a lot of people in the languages that I'm good at. So, for example, here in Vancouver, I have the chance normally to meet some international people, and it's fun because I can try to. It's usually somewhat easy to find someone who speaks French, German, Italian. Italian actually is not that easy, but yesterday I spoke some Italian, which was cool, with a Swiss individual, and what else? Spanish, relatively easy to find someone to speak Spanish with here. Unfortunately, not a lot of people speak Dutch here in Vancouver, at least not that I've found. So usually, what I do with Dutch is that I try to actually just go online and normally normally on link.com I do like review of content, so a podcast or whatever. And but in a way, it kind of sucks that I don't practice it that often because I start to lose it. And what else? Like Russian, I always bump into someone who speaks Russian, and it's fun because then I can just like practice a little bit more. Now, two languages that I really like, but I have very little chance to practice are Afrikaans and Catalan. Catalan, basically, I don't know a lot of people from Barcelona who live here or from Catalonia. And although there's a South African community here that speaks Afrikaans, I don't know. I need to find them to try to improve my Afrikaans. Anyway, so then there's also more languages that I'm at a lower level at, but I like to try to practice. For example, like Arabic. Like I every now and then bump into people who speak Arabic, so I just try to practice a little bit, and other languages as well. And Mandarin Chinese, it's kind of cool because here in Vancouver there's a large Chinese community. However, a lot of them speak primarily Cantonese and not necessarily Mandarin. Actually, a lot of them do speak at least some Mandarin, but my level of Cantonese is just close to zero, and just know to say a few words, how to say a few words in Cantonese. Anyway, so I think it's cool to try to practice languages, speaking them, but it's also fun to just review them with whatever resources you may have, right? And I just it's something I love to do, to try to chat with people in different languages, and but you know output is important, but in at least in my opinion, but input is perhaps not perhaps, in fact, I think that input is extremely important. You need to continuously keep. I'm still learning all the languages that I know anyway. I'm always going to be improving them and so on. So I can get a lot better at French. I can get a lot better in German. I can get a lot better even at Portuguese, which is my mother language. So I think that the key is to try to juggle them, But one really cool thing too that I find is that personally, at least, say I tend to like fall in love with the culture of these of different places, and then you, for example, like I'm currently in love with Russian literature and poetry, so so it's just like a natural thing. Like I'm gonna go read some poems in Russian, and that way I am keeping up with my Russian. I'm improving it because I'm, constantly learning new words that I haven't, that I didn't know before. And as I read poetry and so on in Russian. And what I find interesting is that I'm just doing something that I want to do anyway. So it's not like a chore. It's not something like, oh, I have to go and review some Russian. No, it's just like, I want to do it. I want to go read some Russian poetry. So I think that that's an important thing to do for everyone out there who wants to keep up with the languages that you already know, review them, juggle them, try to get really into different things in the languages that you already speak, right? So watch a TV show in that language, watch videos, do something that you find fun, and that way it's just easy and it comes naturally. So there we go.